Just as a side note, and I don't mean to get on a soapbox, but I'm just tired of whoever these kids are in the anime community saying all this stuff about Demon Slayer. The fact that they keep saying that it's only the animation that carries the show. No, that is dead wrong. It's the characters and the plot.
Back to Yu Yu Hakusho, our bread and butter.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody on Reddit showing us love, offering their opinions, criticism, critiques, whatever. We appreciate it all. So, Yusuke, compared to, we could say modern protagonists.
Yeah.
But, anything past 2000. But however you want to do it, how would you compare him? Where does he stand among other protagonists, and how would you compare him to other anime protagonists?
So, are we talking just the character, or are we talking like power, like techniques, fighting style? What are we talking?
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I'm ranking him, if I'm putting him in as far as like how I see him as a fighter, obviously he's like, to me, he's probably top 3 when it comes to modern anime characters. From I'd probably say 2000 moving up till now. Mm-hmm. When it comes to talking about like fighting, you compare him to like the Narutos, or you compare him to like the Ichigos, the Luffys, Midoriyas, Tanjiros.
Yeah. Top 3.
He, when it comes to fighting and power, like just his power alone, and just the fact that he's a half demon, and the fact that he can straight up destroy a planet. Yeah, you have to.
I don't think people give him enough credit for how powerful he actually is.
You don't.
I think it's kind of overlooked, because when you look at someone like Goku, he's powerful. He's everyone's seen it. Everyone's seen the growth, and Dragon Ball is still going on today. Mm-hmm. I think why people would take your comment the wrong way is because they're not too familiar with Yusuke.
Yeah.
But yes, he's half demon, half human, and yes, he is very powerful. And the thing with the modern anime, especially in the last decade or so, their characters, other than Saitama, but he's a parody, they focus less on overall power and focus more on the
character,
the character development in the story.
Yeah, I could see that.
The modern characters, compared to the older anime characters, aren't as powerful. But most people appreciate the storytelling and the character development, the character growth. I think that's the biggest thing with the characters today. I don't think Deku stands a chance to get Yusuke.
Look at it this way. Yusuke at the end of the Sensui arc, he was powerful enough to destroy a planet. Mm-hmm. So we fast forward to the next arc, the end of the Three Kings arc. He's 50 times more powerful at the end of that arc. So what does that mean? What? And he's, like I said, he's most powerful. He has enough power to decimate the whole world if he wanted to. So you have to, putting it in like an actual power range is kind of difficult, because we don't really have, the scaling of power levels in anime.
Each
like
show
that.
is different. Yeah, each show is different.
The power system's different.
The character, it's kind of like Dragon. That's always tell people with Goku. He's strong. He gets stronger because he has to.
Yeah.
It has to go. He has to. Every villain gets stronger. Every opponent gets stronger. So Goku has to continually grow, and Vegeta has to continue to grow and get stronger. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. And I'm glad modern anime stayed away from this. Mm-hmm. This ridiculous power. Just keep it more grounded, because I think they've seen what the 90s characters had to go through. Like that's too much power. Like you're doing too much now. But yeah, I agree. I think Yusuke will wipe the floor with most modern protagonists easily. He's a really good natural fighter, kind of like Goku. They're really good natural fighters, and then you add on the power, and then he has genius level intellect when it comes to fighting and strategizing.
Yeah.
So
he's a master tactician when it comes to fighting.
Yeah.
As far as like his strategy, what he does, he will study what you're doing, and then he'll tailor his fighting style to whatever you're about to throw at him. That's what makes him like a master at his art and his craft. I mean, yeah, he started off as a street fighter, but then after his training with Genkai, he developed that skill and made it into an actual martial art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he will wipe the floor with most like modern day protagonists, just because modern day protagonists don't have to be that strong.
Mm-hmm.
Their strength fits their story. Now, I would the only character I think, the only hero I think from like My Hero Academia would be All Might. You know, All Might is the only one I think that can compete with these level characters. But All Might is technically supposed to be like one of those characters. He's supposed to be like a Goku. He's supposed to be like a Yusuke. That's why everybody looks up to him. He's an older hero, but the younger heroes and it's not just My Hero Academia. I just noticed a popular one, but even Demon Slayers, all that stuff. They don't need to be that powerful.
No.
It doesn't even fit the story. Now, Ichigo and Naruto Luffy are a little different. Although I don't think Luffy is on that level of Yusuke or even Naruto.
No, he's not. He's not even close to being the most powerful in his own show.
Yeah. But I just think Yusuke as a protagonist is. We're talking about just power and fighting. He's one of the best of all time. Then we compare character development, character growth, story arc. He's also one of the better characters in anime.
I'll put him as a top in the anime, but I'll tell you this: I'm not putting him above. And I know a lot of people are gonna hate me. Whatever. I'm not putting him above Naruto. Naruto's story is underdog, one of the best underdog stories ever. And the character growth of him basically throughout all of the two series, Naruto Shippuden, is probably like, I don't know, probably the best as far as like him changing, him maturing as a person, him actually.
Yeah, we needed him to mature. Yeah.
Oh man, because he was
annoying.
He was dumb.
Yeah, he was very annoying.
He'd always mess up. Yeah, but the thing is, like, kind of like similar to Yusuke. He would learn his opponent's fighting style and kind of like tailor whatever he's doing to what his opponent was doing. So
I don't think people would be too mad at that take.
Yeah.
The Yusuke isn't the best anime character of all time.
Yeah.
He may be like one of our favorites, but you have to be objective. But yeah, Yusuke definitely is up there when it comes to character development, character growth, story arc. He's up there. He has to be up there. He started off as a punk, not in a punk in a bad way. Punk as, you know, how we referred to punks in the 90s. He was a thug, basically. To go from that to not having many friends all the way until the end where he's fighting for his friends, for his loved ones. It's just an amazing story. And, you know, you just have to watch and see for yourself. For the people who haven't seen it, for the people who have seen it and know what we're talking about, they can attest for us that from the beginning to the end of the series, it's just like he's the same person, but a different person at the same time. It's the maturity. His personality doesn't change that much, but he grows, because I think at the end of the series, he's 17.
He's close to being an adult. But here's the thing too, and I know I'll make a lot of people mad at this one too. But whatever, put in your comments, challenge me on this one. Whatever. To me personally, the most complex protagonist, if we're talking about modern day anime, is Eren Yeager. And the reason is because he is the only protagonist that starts off as a hero and eventually works his way to becoming the villain of modern anime. Now, I don't know about
what show. What show is this?
Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah.
Like, because right now, what's going on? Yeah, man, he's most definitely a villain. Like, I know he had his reasonings. I know he's doing what he's doing right now to kind of whatever he wants to accomplish, but still, like, you cannot label him as a hero right now. He's definitely a villain, and he's the only protagonist that built his way to becoming a villain. That's why I feel like he's the most complex. Because if you look at if you watch the past season, you find out that he was pulling the strings the whole time, and he was damn near like, it's kind of crazy, but he was like time traveling.
Spoiler alert, guys.
Yeah, spoiler alert. But he was kind of time.
I still haven't finished it, but I don't care.
Time traveling in a way.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting take.
Yeah,
that's an interesting take.
So I feel he's the most complex now, as far as like, if you were to compare him to Yusuke, I still feel like Yusuke, as far as like character development into being someone who we could all admire, all look up to. Obviously, Yusuke wins on that one, but I just like the complexities and kind of like the different inner battles that Eren Yeager has, because it's kind of like the Thanos thing. Like, what he decided he wanted to do to, I guess, however he wanted the world to be was what, he sought out to do. So I don't know. He just felt what he was doing was right.
Yeah, that's understandable. I don't think people can't really be mad at your opinion. Yeah. But the thing about the modern day anime is that they have the benefit of learning from the mistakes of their predecessors. I think early on in the 90s, most protagonists were like almost the same character in a way, but now, like you said, it's a lot of complex characters in anime, complex storylines, better storylines, keeping the power more contained, keeping the characters more grounded, but telling better stories. I think anime has come a long way in when we're talking about that kind of stuff. But still, the growth of Yusuke is one of the best I've seen personally throughout watching anime. And another character, this is a side note, Light Yagami went from Death Note, went from a smart kid, obedient kid, to literally a monster within this show. So I think a lot of characters, like you can see like each decade of anime, how they borrowed from the previous, manga and anime to now, and how they're adding that flavor to the new characters is crazy, and is actually that's why I think overall anime is better today than it's ever been, but it's because they had the benefit of learning from the past,
building from their foundation. No, you're absolutely right. Like, they took from Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z, Rurouni Kenshin, even Cowboy Bebop. They took from all those shows and basically have made some great products today. Shout out to all the anime studios, to like all the creators, all the manga writers, all these people that have really just learned from their predecessors.
Yeah. So that's our take on Yusuke compared to modern day anime protagonists. We would like to have you guys' opinions in the comment section, or wherever you get the podcast. For the Yu Yu Hakusho fans, where do you rank Yusuke upon or against modern anime characters, and how do you compare the two? That's how I'll put it. How do you compare him to other characters? We would definitely want to know that.
Yeah, I mean, we could even voice your opinion during the show one time, and just kind of like whatever your take is, we can kind of like bring it to light and kind of give our opinion on whatever you say. So, yeah. Feel free to say what you got to say.
Yep. And shout out to all the people in the comment section that in our T'Challa video. As we get closer to Black Panther, we'll make a follow-up video, and we'll definitely voice you guys' opinions and thoughts. appreciate the criticism. I appreciate your opinions in general, though. Actually, great conversations in the comment section. Interesting conversations in the comment section, and so also our people on Reddit, the Yu Yu Hakusho Reddit, the subreddit, offering their opinions on the Kuwabara video. A lot of interesting takes on there. So it's good to see that people are communicating their opinions with us, and we're able to have healthy conversations about, things we love.
Yeah, and just as a side note, and I don't mean to get on a soapbox, but I'm just tired of whoever these kids are in the anime community saying all this stuff about Demon Slayer. The fact that they keep saying that it's only the animation that carries the show. No, that is dead wrong. It's the characters and the plot. I'm tired of hearing it. The animation's top tier, obviously, but it's more than the animation that carries the show. It's basically the different characters, everything that's happened, the matches, the fights. I just want people to put an end to it, and hopefully this podcast will help do that.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. Like, the animation is great in the show, but I mean,
unbelievable.
It's a great story in general. Like, it's a great. That I didn't know people were doing that, man.
And here's the thing: the reason why I put Tanjiro over Midoriya is because Tanjiro has to become a demon slayer. He has to become a demon slayer.
He didn't have a choice. He didn't have a choice.
Midoriya doesn't have to be a hero.
Yeah. He didn't even have a quirk at first. He just quirk. I don't know what I just said, but he didn't even have any powers or anything.
But he didn't need.
He could have been just a normal dude.
He could have been just a normal guy going to school, living a normal life, and the world would have just kept going the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, old boy from Demon Slayer didn't choose this life. He came back home to this madness and was like, "Oh shit!"
And the thing is every fight he's in, he has a high chance of dying. Like if he isn't on top of everything he's doing in the moves and basically all his sword fighting ability, he literally get his head cut off and die.
Yeah. And to add to that, we definitely need to do when we do one of our rankings, top swordsman in anime, it has to be in there.
Oh man, yeah. That honestly, we might have to do a top 10 instead of a top 5 on that one. Because there's a lot of swordsmen in anime. Like EA, Tanjiro, Ichigo.
Trunks,
yeah. Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah.
Kuwabara.
It's quite a bit.
There's
but
a lot of swordsmen.
The original, Hiei is like the original.
Yeah.
Not to say he's the first, but he's like the prototype of what, the swordsmen in anime are today.
Mm-hmm.
He's the prototype.